This is every way that you can get boom in Rust without spending hours farming sulfur nodes. Scientists are everywhere in the game, and they drop a lot of different type of things that you can recycle for gunpowder. With the addition of backpacks, it's a lot easier to take home these types of things now instead of throwing it out while you're looting these monuments. So you can grab all these different types of ammo and then store it in your base, and once you get a good amount built up, you can go recycle it. This is something you should be doing anyway to save on crafting, because a few stacks of ammo adds up to a lot of gunpowder real quick. The loot that heavy scientists drop is pretty crazy. Not only are they going to drop a bunch of different types of ammo that you can recycle for gunpowder, but they also have a chance to drop HE grenades. If you've ever found a rocket or C4 and researched it instead of texturing to it, you'll know that it's pretty expensive to get to the explosives required to craft them. Recycling HE grenades now has a 30% chance to drop explosives with the new recycler update. This makes HE grenades one of the easiest ways to get explosives instead of texturing to it and wasting thousands of scrap. This means that if you live near a launch site and you're taking Bradley regularly, you have an easier way to obtain explosives rather than having to tech tree to it or recycle a rocket. Locked crates offer the best loot in the game, and this includes explosives. They offer a 14% chance to get 1 to 3 C4, a 14% chance to get 1 to 3 explosives, a 6% chance to get explosive ammo, and also a 6% chance to get a rocket, as well as a pretty good chance of getting a bunch of different types of things like grenades and ammo that you can recycle for GP. There's 4 different places that you can find locked crates, 1 at each oil rig, 1 that a Chinook helicopter will drop at a random monument, and then every few hours when the cargo ship spawns, there will be 4 locked crates on it. These are also the only type of lootable crate that will have a map marker when they have been spawned in. While you're killing scientists at one of the oil rigs, you can grab the diesel that spawns there and bring it to the giant excavator. If you head into the center of the excavator, you'll find this tank where you can place diesel, and then you can turn this computer on and it'll start mining. If you have 5 diesel in the tank, this other computer screen will reach 100%, and then you can activate it to call in a supply drop. If you head over to the front of the excavator, you'll find this station where you can control what is being mined, and you can switch it to sulfur. It'll take 2 minutes to farm 2,000 sulfur per diesel barrel that you have in the tank. Alternatively, if you're struggling with excavator or live too far away from it, there is the sulfur quarry. The sulfur quarry will take 2 minutes and 10 seconds to yield 1,000 sulfur per barrel. It gives half of the amount that Giant Excav does, but is a lot easier to defend, and you can also wall off these mining quarries. Like we talked about earlier, scientists are one of the easiest ways to get things like ammo to recycle for gunpowder. And the next best thing besides locked crates, which can be extremely contested by other players, would be elite crates. The only elite crates that are not locked behind a red card would be the ones found in the center of the military tunnels, and also the ones that spawn on cargo. Elite crates are notorious for either being very bad or very good. It's pretty much a 50-50 shot. Just like the 50% chance there is to get an MLRS rocket out of them, which is the thing that we want to recycle for gunpowder. There's also a 3% chance to get 1 to 2 explosives, and a 3% chance to get 1 to 2 C4, as well as a 4% chance that it drops some grenades and 1 to 2 supply signals. Everything we've talked about so far, including the scientists, has a chance to drop these supply signals. Supply drops are a great way to get guns, clothes, and ammo, and also have a chance to drop scrap and HQM, but they also have a chance to drop explosives. There's a 14% chance to get 1 C4, a 6% chance to get 8 to 24 explosive ammo, a 28% chance to get 2 satchels, a 29% chance to get 6 to 9 F1 grenades, and then a very high chance to get a bunch of random ammo which you can recycle for gunpowder. Also, everything we've talked about so far has a chance to drop grenades and landmines. These are things that you should be holding on to, and if you're not going to use them for base defense, recycle them and you'll get a solid amount of gunpowder out of it. Also, smoke grenades and grenades can be bought from the Outpost and Bandit Camp shops. This has been an extremely popular way for groups to spend their scrap to get gunpowder, but with the new recycler update, it has been nerfed slightly. I still think that it's viable to travel to these shops in a vehicle and then hold down a monument recycler, but it is definitely a lot more difficult to do so and will take time. Bradley is the second best thing in the game to get explosives. And now with his new update, he also has scientists that will give you extra ammo to recycle for gunpowder. He drops 3 APC crates with a 97% chance to drop 1 to 5 MLRS rockets, a 25% chance to drop 30 to 60 explosive ammo, a 25% chance to drop 5 to 10 incendiary rockets, and a 25% chance to drop 3 to 6 high velocity rockets. If you don't have any plans to use these rockets, you will get a ton of gunpowder from recycling these, although I do recommend to keep the HV rockets to use to take Bradley again. And the number one best way to get boom is by taking the patrol helicopter, which has been subject to a lot of change recently, and now when it's taken down, it will try to crash at the nearest monument. Before this change, whoever built next to where the patrol helicopter spawned basically controlled it and would either crash it next to their base to roof camp it or crash it in the water to extinguish the flames instantly. Now, everybody in the area where it spawns at stands a chance to counter it at the monument that it crashes at, making it fair game. The patrol helicopter drops 4 crates with a 26% chance to drop 1 to 2 C4, a 25% chance to drop 3 rockets, a 15% chance to drop 30 explosive ammo, a 15% chance to drop high velocity rockets, and a 15% chance to drop 2 MLRS rockets. There's also a 1% chance for it to drop 1 explosive, but that's pretty rare. Also, random side note, if you play a server until the last day of wipe, then Bradleys will spawn on the roads and circle the map. And if none of that interests you, there are 3 final options that you can do to get boom without farming sulfur nodes. If you're built near a cave or inside of a cave, they spawn a bunch of crates, especially if it's a bigger cave system. And they each have an 8% chance to drop 15 to 24 gunpowder. So if you're playing on a higher pop server, these things will respawn very quickly and you can just run it back and forth every time you go in and out of the cave. It's pretty tedious, but this will add up over time, and it's something you should do if you live inside of the cave. The snow biome is the best place on the map to farm sulfur nodes, but guess what? We don't want to do that. What we will do is get a PvP kit and move stealthily through the snow and kill somebody who's farming the nodes instead. This is pretty much a ritual for me at this point, and it's something that I do almost every single wipe that I play for more than a couple days. And the best place to do this is near a gigantic clan base who sends out a farmer every once in a while, because a lot of the times these people who farm never bring a gun out, or if they do, they're just wearing a Hazy SAR kit. And then at some point during a wipe, once you've built a base up and you're established and you have a box or 2 of weapons, sell them in a shop. If you get to this point, you're rarely ever going to use all of those guns, so sell them for a fair price, and not only will you make some easy sulfur, but you'll be able to kill some more people that are out farming in the snow that you sold these guns to. And this has been every way that you can get boom in Rust without farming nodes. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, leave a dislike if you didn't, and check out the rest of my Rust tutorials and guides playlist on screen right now and also found in the description. That's all I got for you guys today, and I'll catch you in the next one.